I haven't done one of these in a while, maybe a couple of weeks, and I just felt the urge to bring this to the masses in whatever platform that you're watching me on, be it TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, what have you. So here is a tarot snapshot. The tarot snapshot is, I try to keep them under 10 minutes, a 3-card reading, checking in with where we're at, what vexes and perplexes us, and what heals and reveals. With that being said, I am using the Mystical Medleys Tarot deck. You can see the back of this. It has this old-timey, wimey feel, old cartoon like Betty Boop feel, and I love it. Because I am a big believer in vitamin joy. We've got to get our vitamin joy in. We have to, because the world can be a dark place. In the same way that we have to actively seek out vitamins for our body to stay healthy, we have to seek out vitamin joy for our mind and our heart to keep our mind and our heart healthy. Bitterness and anger and jadedness and depression and all those things can happen if we don't consume a proper amount of joy. Which, let's just say it like it is, a 22-minute episode of The Golden Girls can be just what we need, and it can be that simple. Your joy is going to be different than my joy. So I want you to pursue that in whatever way possible, especially if you are being affected by what's going on around us nationally. I'm seeing some disgusting things. What they just did to Arlington Cemetery, removing lists of Black and Hispanic and women soldiers that lost their lives. I am not sure how anybody can spin that to be a positive, and it's rather disgusting. And I don't like to get political, but it's hard not to be upset when we see those things happen. With that being said, let's lean into a little bit of vitamin joy, and I hope to bring you that with this reading. Okay, so the first card is going to represent where we are collectively. The second card, our challenge, what vexes and perplexes us. The third card, our medicine, our guidance, what heals and reveals. So let's get to it. Let's see what happens when we cut the deck. Okay, where are we at? We are, right now, the Four of Swords. All right. This card, more than anything, to me, says, you better rest yourself before you wreck yourself. There's a classic scene here of a person kind of praying in a mausoleum in a church on top of a casket. This is a sense of introspection and meditation and perhaps even prayer. But being that it's a swords card, and the sword card represents the mind, we have to look at the analogy of the sword in the mind. If you don't use a sword with skill and grace, you're going to drop it on your foot, you're going to hurt yourself, maybe even other people trying to swing it around. If you don't use your mind with skill and grace, you're going to hurt yourself or other people. Okay. Let us use our mind with skill and grace. As much as I might be disgusted at what some of the things that are happening on a political national level, I cannot let that affect my mental health. I have to use my mind with skill and grace, or I'm going to get off kilter. I'm going to burn out. I'm going to have a breakdown. I can't do that. Not to maintain the place where I'm at in this world. Let's rest ourselves before we wreck ourselves. That also means if you're somebody that's addicted to social media, you have to be careful. I have unfollowed some people that I care about because all they're doing is regurgitating stuff over and over and over again. I'm an informed person. I am an informed person. I'm seeing people just rage share, rage share, rage share, and we have to stay informed. But the amount of that can really, really have an effect on my mental health. You might be experiencing the same. Remember to rest this before you wreck it. What vexes and perplexes us? The Seven of Cups. This is a card of illusion. But let me tell you about what this card means to me. It can often mean the thing you think is bad for you is actually good. The thing you think is good for you is actually bad. Let us look at something here. I'm just going to call it how it is. There's a lot of awful stuff happening on the national level. You might not like to hear that. You might be bamboozled enough to think that it's great. I feel really sorry for you if you're in that position. But I'm also a person that goes, sometimes things have to break down for better things to be built. perhaps the thing that's happening to us right now, the bad stuff that's happening to us, is good in the long run. And we have to keep that big picture sort of perspective, because the thing we think is bad for us might actually be good for us in the long run. America might become a better, healthier, stronger place because of what's going on now. And I like to think that there is a sense of that going on right now. I think that you're going to see people organize. I think that you're going to see major fundamental change in the government, and it might get a lot worse before it gets better. But there might be something really good that comes out of this. The card that heals and reveals, the Two of Pentacles, and I love it. All right. Normally we see a juggler in this picture, and we'll see the waves in the background of the ships. In the classic card of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, we'll see a lemniscate, or like an infinity symbol around these two pentacles, and they're juggling. I love that little like happy face, sad face, because the lemniscate, or the infinity symbol, always reminds me, as long as we're a physical being, and that's what the pentacles represent, our physical self, as long as we're a physical being on planet Earth, sometimes there's going to be storms, and we've got to figure out how to play with them. We've got to figure out how to play with them. We've got to figure out how to juggle them. This weekend, if you're anywhere near New England, you know, it's going to be like 60, 70 degrees. It's closing in on mud season for us. It's sugaring time. I see the maple syrup buckets out. The sap's going to run like mad now. So get out and do something that you enjoy. Because as much as this world may make you bitter, there's plenty of it to enjoy. So I'm going to challenge you, and I'm going to encourage you to go out and get your vitamin joy in. Even if it's just raking the lawn, even if it's doing something that gets you away from the news and the social media and the technology that is really having an effect on all of us. So get out there, get your vitamin joy, rest that mind of yours before you wreck it, and maintain that higher perspective that some good things can come out of bad things. Think about your life in terms of the times where stuff was really hard for you and you went through a rough patch, and then you get to the other side of it and you're like, I'm really glad I went through it because of growth and healing and all that. We might be going through that nationally. So all my love to you. I hope this helped. Take it all with a grain of salt though, but do me a favor, go out and get your vitamin joy, because we all need it. Much love to you. I'll see you next time.